What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Life Beyond the Moss. I am DePunk. Thanks so much for joining me here today. We are tackling some organizational challenges that I've been facing here in the workshop. And as you know from previous videos, I've made it my life's purpose to clean this workshop. This workshop has been collectively getting worse and worse as far as clutter over the last few years, and it's about time I do something about it. So today, we're starting with some very small but significant organizational improvements that will improve not just the way things are stored, but also the workflow as we move forward here at Things by Wings in the workshop. So, as you can see, I'm standing in this corner that really doesn't have a lot going for it as far as wall storage, but down here below, we have sort of a mixture of tool storage. It's just 4 cubbies that hold a variety of things. There's an air sander in there, there's the 6-inch orbital sander, and a couple angle grinders and some miscellaneous stuff that has just gone there and just stayed there. I don't know what's there. We're going to find out. Right above that, you'll see the 5 and 6-inch sanding disc storage. I like this storage system. This was a lot better than just having plastic containers full of them just sitting around. But one thing I do dislike about it is whenever I go to pull one out, it kind of pulls the whole pile. There's nothing protecting it from getting sawdust up in there. And it's just not the best. And I would much rather use this under the cabinet storage for something else, maybe make a cabinet or something like that for other storage of other things. And if I can put this in a more user-friendly space, that would be better. So I do have a 3D printed solution for this. I have a 3D printed solution for storing some of the sanders. And then here in this corner, we're going to move the battery charging station as well as the storage of the rigid batteries, and then eventually the tools will be stored over here as well. So I'm going to clean off this countertop, get an idea of what we're working with, start laying things out, and then get a game plan as far as what we're doing to move forward. I also have some other 3D printed things that we'll check out after we improve this section, so stay tuned. So yeah, we did a lot over here in the corner. We added some storage for the random orbit sanders. The 5-inch disc sanders will fit up here nicely. I thought that maybe the rigid battery sander would fit on one of those, but it doesn't. But this is an okay place for it right now until I find out another more permanent solution for it. These little hand sanders, I know a lot of us end up with these things. They're great for detail work and just small sanding. And it's they're definitely a tool that end up all over the place. And I think I have about 7 or 8 of them. So it's nice to have a printable holder for those. And I'll make sure to put a couple more over here. And then I'll put some in other places where where that sander is more useful. And then we have the sanding disc organizer system. This is for the 5-inch discs. As you can see, everything is nicely labeled. We have 60 grit, 80, 120, 220, 320, and then the top one, I don't know if there will be anything in there. Maybe it's just a placeholder just to keep some of the dust out of there. But I like how much it holds. That's a full pack of 50 discs in there. So that's plenty of sanding power ready to go. And it's very easy for me to see how much I have left and to know whenever I need to order more. And since it's labeled, I'll know what I need to order more of. So that is very handy, very useful. I did mount it to the wall so that it has some rigidity, but each one of these do slide out to gain access to the ones that are below it, and then it just slides back into place on top. So that is very nice, very handy. Really liking that system. I have a similar one that I'm currently printing for the 6-inch, which will go right next to it, and then I will be able to hang the 6-inch sander up here on the wall above that as well. So this is transforming very nicely. I couldn't be happier with it. And then over here we have the charging station. I did move it over here, put it up here down here in the corner, so I could bundle up the cord and then plug it in there. And then I still have 3 outlets available for use. And then I do have 6 battery holders mounted here on the wall. It's very nice. Very nice way to hold the batteries. I can charge them, and once they're charged, I can put them up here, and whenever they're waiting to be charged, I can just stage them down here. So that's very good, and that works very nicely for me. So yeah, check that out. That's what we do with this corner. I'll zoom back out and I'll show you what it looks like here. Before we dive into the corner and show how it looks after it's all improved, we're going to check out the Gridfinity storage solution that I have in the toolbox over here. As you can see, there are a plethora of different bin types to choose from, and this is a shallow drawer, so I have shallow height bins that I decide to use. The Gridfinity storage solution includes a grid that the bins actually sit upon, and you size that grid based on the drawer or the box that you're trying to organize. And then everything is based off of a 1x1 grid, so there's a 1x4 bins that are holding the Craig bits down there. There's 1x3 that's holding the extensions. There's a custom holder that's holding all the 1-inch screw bits, and then that right there is a 2x3 bin, and then there's a 1x2 bin that also holds the dowel centering jigs as you see in the center. There's still plenty of room to expand upon in this drawer, but this is a great foundation and a great place to start. So with that said, we're going to hop on over to the corner and we'll check out what's going on over there. All right, here we go. I am very pleased with how this corner is looking. It looks amazing, and it holds a lot of stuff in a small footprint. We have the 5-inch disc sander, the sanding discs here. Very easy to see, all laid out. It's very easy to identify to see what is running low, if I'm running low on anything, and what I need to order. And I like that the sanders are right above the sandpaper. That way I know where they should be. If I'm on the other side of the shop and I don't see them there, I know that I need to put them away. I need to find them so I can get them up there. And then also this little hand sander, I like knowing that there's one over here. I'll probably put the other one that's right there. I'll probably mount it up here as well, and then put one on the other side of the shop where I do some little touch-up things, or maybe by the laser, just do some cleanup work on laser projects. I really like the battery charger being here as well, because I can, as you see, like tuck the battery cord down underneath it and still have it here. Easy to use, easy to access, to put the batteries in and out, and then to put the charge batteries up here on the wall. That's very nice. I can see, again, from anywhere in the shop where the batteries are at, how many are charged, and if this is running low, then I need to go and find them from around the shop or wherever they're at, or maybe they're just piled up here and I just need to get them charged. So that's really cool. I really like that. I'm a little disappointed that the rigid sander did not fit into one of those holders, but again, it's perfectly fine being over here. I don't use it very often since I have the electric available here in the shop. But this is a nice tool to grab and go. So at least if it's with the sanding discs and the batteries, it's in the right spot, and I'll know exactly where to find it in the future. So very happy with how this corner is looking. I like that there's still a lot of real estate left for the 6-inch sander and its accessories, and then also up here on the walls. And then later on down the line, if we decide to put cabinets, there's still plenty of space to put cabinets up near the ceiling. So this very good improvement for the shop. I'm looking forward to the improvement with the workflow and being able to know what I have and be able to easily find the tools. So that's really super cool. As I promised before, one bonus tool, bonus 3D print that might not even think of, or you might not even really think to use it, is this little card glue spreader. This little thing, it's I believe it's 3 or 4 layers of printing. It takes 21 minutes to print on the X1 carbon on the textured bed. So I think on the cool plate it took about 16 minutes, but these are very nice just to print out a couple, especially if you have, if you're running very low on a filament and you don't have anything to really use it for. Print out a couple of these. These are nice, disposable. You can use them a few times. I like using them for cutting boards. If you lay down all your boards flat, apply a generous helping of glue, and then you can just smear it across. There are 2 different profiles as far as teeth, and then there's also 2 smooth edges. So it also does work nicely to scrape glue off of the surface once you have all your panels, all your boards put together into a panel. You can scrape that excess glue away with the flat edge. So this is the bonus tool, and I will put links to all of these things, all the Bambu Studio links down in the description below. And if you have any questions about any of the projects that I've made, that I've shown here, feel free to ask in the comments below. If there's any other 3D printable workshop improvements that you'd like to see, if it's worth printing, let me know. I'll check it out, see if I can find it and print them out, and we'll see what they look like, see how they work out. But I'm really happy with all these. These all work amazing, and they will definitely be adding a lot of efficiency to the shop. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to finding more things to 3D print to improve the things here in the wood shop, and also just the workshop as a whole. So thank you very much for being here today. Stay tuned for more videos. Please hit that subscribe button so that you know when we post another video. And like I said, join us down in the comments below if you have any questions, or if you have any suggestions about other 3D printed projects that we can add to the workshop. Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you next time.